So in this lecture we will continue with multivariable calculus, and within it we will look at again Lagrange multipliers and its example or use case in statistical mechanics. Then we will also learn about the change of variables in partial differential equations. Okay, so these are important things because such type of equations come up again and again in several areas of physical chemistry and physics. So this will give you an intuition as to how to deal with such equations. Alright, so first we will look at use of Lagrange multipliers in StatMech. Okay, so essentially from StatMech we know that there is a formula which is my S is equal to minus KB summation over I Pi ln Pi. Okay, so this Pi is the probability. Pi is nothing but probability of microstate I. Okay, so essentially what happens, and this is of course entropy. Okay, and this is your Boltzmann constant. Alright, so basically this is a very important formula in statistical mechanics, and here Pi represents the probability of microstate I. So statistical mechanics is based on the concept that you can assume that whatever your system is, there are several copies of the same system, and each copy will have a different configuration of the particles that are present inside it. So if you consider a volume which has gas molecules, the gas molecules will, at a particular snapshot in time, the gas molecules will exist in a certain configuration. By configuration here we mean is that they might, if this is your box, then the gas molecules might be in these particular locations. Okay, but at a and there could be another copy of the same system where the gas molecules now take other configurations, right? So maybe this is another configuration. So several replicates or several copies of the same system, but in which the molecules inside take different configurations. So now we are looking at what is the probability of, and so each of these are called microstates. Okay, so so we are looking at Pi is basically the probability that the system is in this particular configuration, meaning the probability of microstate I. Okay, and let's say there are n different microstates. Okay, so just to give you a slight background, now we want to maximize S. So we want to maximize entropy given the constraint sigma I Pi equals 1. So given the constraint that all the probabilities sum to be 1, right? So if you sum all of the probabilities, they should add up to 1. So this is your constraint, but we want to maximize the entropy. Entropy is given by the formula minus Kp summation over I Pi ln Pi. Okay, so this is, so whenever you see some equation which you have to maximize or minimize but subject to a certain constraint, then you should immediately think of Lagrange multipliers. So let's do it in that way. So we will have this, we will assume that our capital F is given by the equation minus Kb summation I equals 1 to n Pi ln Pi plus lambda summation over I, again from 1 to n Pi is, so this is our F. Okay, so what are our equations? Our equations are, of course, dou F by dou Pi. this has to be equal to 0. Okay, so from here we can get minus kb ln pi and minus kb plus lambda is 0. Okay, so this is for every single pi. So we can get this equation from here. So I am just doing a differentiation of each of these terms with respect to pi. Okay, so that is all that we are doing. So this we set to 0. So we are going to get ln pi is equal to lambda minus kb by kb. Alright, so we can get pi is equal to exponential of lambda minus kb by kb. Alright, and then we can apply the condition that summation over I pi is 1. Okay, which means that we can do exponential of lambda minus kb by kb is 1. So now you can see that in this summation there is no I here, so it's all like so we are essentially adding up this particular function n times, right, because I goes from 1 to n. So we can do n into exponential of lambda minus kb by kb is 1. Okay, so from here let's write this equation again. What did we get? We got n into exponential lambda minus kb by kb is 1, and our other equation was pi is equal to exponential of lambda minus kb by kb. So if you combine these two equations, then what you get is that n into pi is actually 1. So which means pi is equal to 1 by n. Okay. Now if you use, so this is your value for pi, and you can, from once you know pi you can find the value of lambda, right? So that is not very difficult, because you know if pi is 1 by n, then you can find the value of lambda from this equation. Alright, but we also have to now see whether for this particular value of pi is the entropy maximum, because that was our goal, right? So we'll have to right, so let's write it this way. In order to maximize S, we need to show that dou square f by dou pi square is less than 0, right? So this would be the condition that we need to show this. Okay, so let's see what is this. Sorry. So let's see what this is. Okay, so we have so we already have dou f by dou pi is equal to, what do I have, minus kb ln pi minus kb plus lambda. Okay, so from here dou square f by dou pi square is nothing but dou by dou pi of dou f by dou pi. Okay, so then this is nothing but dou by dou pi of minus kb ln pi minus kb plus lambda. Okay, from the perspective of pi, these two values are basically constant. So of course the differentiation of these two would give you 0, and only this one depends on pi. So you will get minus kb by pi. Okay, and now we already know what the value of pi is. Pi is 1 by n. So you will get minus kb into n. Right? So kb is a constant, which is a Boltzmann constant. N is the number of microstates, so it's also a number. So these two are positive, but there's a negative sign here. So this is obviously less than 0. So we have shown that S is maximized when pi is equal to 1 by n. Okay, so we have shown this. Alright, so I think by now you should be able to do any kind of Lagrange multiplier question, because you know what is to be done there. Okay, so now let's look at something else, which is the change of variables in partial derivatives. So change of variables in partial derivatives. Okay, so what this means is, let's look at an example. Alright, so we'll look at an example which is a differential equation, a partial differential equation in two variables. Okay, because that's what we're dealing with here. So let's say we have a wave equation. Alright, so this is our wave equation, and so what is our wave equation? Dou square f by dou x square minus 1 by v square dou square f by dou t square is 0. Okay, and here your x is equal to x plus vt, sorry, not x but r, and s is equal to x minus vt. Okay, so this is what so this is r and this is s. Now what we want to do is, we want to convert our wave equation, this one, in terms of r and s. Okay, this is what we want to do. Alright, because many times this is useful, right? Suppose you have some equation in two variables and now you want to change it to polar coordinates, right? It just becomes easier because you don't have to deal with x and y, you can deal with r and theta. So this is similar to that. You want to change it into a different variable r and s, and r is basically x plus vt and s is x minus vt. Alright, so the first step would be, let's find out what is r and s. Okay, so let's, because we need dou r, so we have to find what is dr and ds. So change the above equation to new coordinate system. Okay, this and this as well. Okay, so we change it to the new coordinate system. So let's see, so dr, so from here we get dr is equal to, you can see r is x plus vt, so dr is going to be dx plus v dt. V is a constant, okay, so v is not dependent on xt, r or s or whatever, v is a constant. Similarly, you can get ds is equal to dx minus v dt. Alright, okay. So from here you can get dou r by dou x, right, is going to be 1 because this one will be 1, and dou r by dou t will be v, and from here you can get dou s by dou x is 1 and dou S by dou T is minus V. Okay, so you can get these from these equations. Alright. Now what do we have? We want to find first dou F by dou X. Okay. So what is dou F by dou X? So this is nothing but by dou X is nothing but dou F by dou R into dou R by dou X plus dou F by dou S into dou S by dou X. Okay, this is what you are going to get. Okay, so dou F by dou R is, we'll just keep it as dou F by dou R, and dou R by dou X is 1. And here you get dou F by dou S by dou X is 1. So basically you have dou F by dou X is dou F by dou R plus dou F by dou S. Okay. Alright. Similarly, let's try to find what is dou F by dou T. Okay. So dou F by dou T. So again dou F by dou T is, what is it? So we'll have dou F by dou R into dou R by dou T plus dou F by dou S into dou S by dou T. So we'll get V into dou F by dou R minus V into dou F by dou S. So we are going to get V dou F by dou R minus dou F by dou S. Alright. So sometimes we can write this as dou by dou T of F is V into dou by dou R minus dou by dou S of F. Okay. So sometimes we can do this because it just gets easier. Alright. Okay. Okay. So from here we know that this operator is nothing but this operator. Right. So basically we have dou by dou T is V into dou by dou R minus dou by dou S, and dou by dou X is nothing but dou by dou R plus dou by dou S. Okay, this we know now. Alright. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to find dou square F by dou X square. Okay. So this is nothing but dou by dou X into dou by dou X into F. Right. So what we can do is we can just use the operator equations that we have got for dou by dou X. Alright. So we'll get dou by dou R plus dou by dou S, dou by dou R plus dou by dou S into F. Okay, so here we will get dou square by dou R square, right, combining these two. Then I can combine this and this, so I'll get dou square by dou R dou S. Then I can combine this and this, plus dou square by dou S dou R. Then I have dou square by dou S square whole into F. Okay, so generally these two are mostly the same. Okay, if the right, these two are generally the same, so we can have it as dou square by dou R square plus 2 dou square by dou R dou S plus dou square by dou S square into F. Okay, so this is our dou square by dou X square into F. Okay, so similarly we can find what is dou square F by dou T square, right? So let's try what is dou square F by dou T square. So what is this going to be? Okay, so we have this is nothing but dou by dou t into dou by dou t into f, right? So we already know what is dou by dou t, so we get v square into dou by dou r minus dou by dou s, dou by dou r minus dou by dou s into f, right? Okay, so we can just do v square by dou r square minus dou square dou s dou r minus the plus dou square by dou s square into f. So this is going to be your dou square f by dou t square. Okay, so now we can see what was the wave equation. The wave equation was dou square f by dou x square minus 1 by v square dou square f by dou t square is 0, right? So 1 by v square dou square f by dou t square, if you bring v to the other side, you will get only this part, right? So essentially you have dou square f so dou square by dou r square plus 2 dou square by dou r dou s square minus dou square by dou r square plus dou square by dou s square, f is 0. So this is our equation. So of course this gets cancelled with this gets cancelled with this, and then you have 4 dou square by dou r dou s, f is 0. So this is your final simplified equation, okay, in terms of r and s. Okay, alright. So if this is your equation, now we can try to solve for s. Okay, solve for f. Okay, so how do we solve for f? So we have this equation, right? So this equation is nothing but dou square f by dou r dou s is 0, which means basically dou by dou r of dou f by dou s is 0, right? So what does this mean? If the differentiation of this term with respect to r gives you 0, it means that this term is a constant in r, right? So which means that dou f by dou s is a constant with respect to r, right? Which means that you can assume that f, right, is a function of f of s. Okay, so you can assume that fs, right, fs, which is so fs is a function of f of s. So you can assume this, right? That's why when you now do dou by dou r of this function, you are going to get, right, you are going to get 0. Okay, but you can also write it the other way. You can also write dou by dou s of dou f by dou r. This is equal to 0, which means that dou f by dou r is constant with respect to s. So it means that f of r is equal to gr. Okay, so essentially we can write f as a combination of the two functions. Okay, so we write f is equal to fs plus fr. So this is nothing but f of s plus g of r. Okay, so essentially we can write f as a function of x minus vt plus g of x plus bt. So this is your final function. Okay, alright. So now I'll give you some homework problem based on what we have learned today. So one is that change the independent variable from x to u equals 2 root x in the Bessel equation. So the Bessel equation is given by x square d square y by dx square plus x into dy by dx minus 1 minus x into y is 0. So this is your Bessel equation, and show that the equation, right? Show that the Bessel equation becomes u square d square y by du square plus u into dy by du plus u square minus 4 into y is 0. So basically you have to change your variable from x to u. Okay, so this is one homework problem. Then the other homework problem is, suppose that w is equal to f of x comma y. Right? Suppose that this equation satisfies dou square w by dou x square minus dou square w by dou y square equals 1, where x is equal to u plus v and y is equal to u minus v. So show that dou square w by dou u dou v is equal to 1. So first thing is you need to show that this is equal to 1, and also show also solve the equation. Okay, so basically I have given you this equation in terms of w, which is in terms of x and y, right? So now you need to use these variables for x and y. So x is in terms of u and v, and y is also in terms of u and v. And now you need to change this equation to this, and after changing it you also need to solve for w. So what is the possible way that w will be solved for? Basically you have to do it in the same manner. Just like we solved this equation, you have to solve the w equation also in the same manner. Okay, alright, so these two are your homework problems and for this particular lecture.